Welcome back. Today I am excited for this video. We are going to be doing nothing over $10 on this face. Also, if you are new here to my channel, then welcome. I would like to introduce myself. My name is Stephanie. I do all things beautiful. I do hair, makeup, nails, get ready with me, get unready with me, shop with me, anything like that. If you like that kind of content, just make sure to go subscribe to my channel. You will get 3 brand new videos from me every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. And with no further ado, let's get right into nothing over $10 on this face. Okay guys, so to start off, I am going to be taking a little bit of just some regular Scotch tape, and I'm just going to put that on my eye just so we have a sharp edge. And I am going to be doing my eyes first today. I'm going in with my L'Oreal Infallible concealer. I am just going to put a little bit on my eyelid. I always use my concealer for my eye primer, whatever concealer that is that I'm using that day. That is a little e.l.f. sponge right there. I did pick up at my local Ulta, but I never use a separate eye primer, just always use my concealer. I'm going to set that down with my e.l.f. matte setting powder in a little Real Techniques brush. That is my Believe Beauty palette. I'm going to go in with that lightest purpley pink shade for my transition shade and just throw that in the crease. That is on a Morphe fluffy brush. It's just an eye blender brush, and I'm just going to do the same thing to the other eye. Just going to go ahead and throw that in the crease. I always like to build up my eyeshadows. I never like to just go in with a very pigmented color. I'm going to switch my brush now and going with that purpley color right there in the palette. That is a more rounded, denser brush, and I am going to apply that purple shade right to the outer V of the eye. And no worries, because that tape is going to do all the work for us. We're not going to have to fix anything or anything like that. I usually don't do my eyes first, but since I was using a darker color today, I just decided to switch it up. But I'm going to build that color up. Like I said, I do like to build the color up no matter if it's a light shade or a dark shade. I just think that it blends better that way. Just going to do the exact same thing on the other eye, and again, no worries, because that tape is going to do all the work for us. Just lightly building and then sweeping whatever is left over in my crease. And as you can see right here, we're going to go in with that middle shade at the bottom. That is a more cool tone brown, and I am just going to throw that right under the purple, just to get rid of any harsh lines or anything like that. We want everything to look blended and seamless. This is a really good brush for doing that. It's soft, but it's not too soft, so it really is good for blending and getting rid of any edges or sharp, harsh lines, which I do have at the moment, but we are going to fix that. So it looks like I'm going over the purple, but I'm really going underneath and just blending that out. Gonna go back in with that purple shade and just add a little bit more back to the V, the outer V of the eye, you guys. I feel like it's not quite dark enough like I wanted it to be. So next, you guys, I'm gonna go in with this shimmer shade at the bottom of the palette, and of course I'm using my finger. I swear by my finger that it is the best tool for any shimmers or glitters or anything like that. I never use a brush for that, although you can use a brush and just spray a little bit of setting spray, but I swear, you guys, my finger is the best tool, and that's what I always use. So I'm going to go in with that lightest shade. It is not a matte. It does have a little bit of sheen to it, but it's not quite a shimmer. So I'm just going to highlight my brow bone with that, and then I am going to highlight the inner corners of my eyes with that exact same shade, you guys. This palette from Believe Beauty is very pigmented. It's pretty, but just a little side note, it does have like tiny bit of kickback. So you do have to like tap your brush off, but most eyeshadows do that. See right there, I'm just tapping the extra and then going in. This time I'm going above where we put the purple just to get rid of the harshness. It just looked a little bit too harsh for my liking, so just going to blend that and then take the tape off. And as you can see, we have a nice sharp edge, which is what I wanted. Just going to dust any extra eyeshadow off, which really wasn't any. But I am going to go now in with my e.l.f. Soothing Aloe. This is facial mist, and I am spraying my entire face with that. This does have a spa fresh scent. It's not too strong. And you guys, I have really been loving using my hard candy. This is the stick primer. When I first got this, I used it a few times and really didn't like it, but it has grown on me. I have been honestly using this every day. And it just comes with a little cap, and you should stick back on and then put the top on. Literally $6, you guys, and it's really good. It's almost like a glue stick, and I know that sounds weird, but it does kind of fill in my pores. But what I like about it the most is that when it's sitting under your foundation, it looks really flawless. So staying with the hard candy theme, we are going to go in with the Camouflage Foundation. You can dot this or swipe it on your face. It does come with a big doe foot applicator, which you can see right there. Usually I do just dot this on my face just because when I do have pump foundations, I'll just squirt it on the back of my hand and also dot. Just going to use that same little e.l.f. sponge and pounce this in the skin, you guys. I do love this foundation. It does look very beautiful. I feel like with the first layer, you might get light to medium coverage. So I do always go back in just on my cheeks where I have some hyperpigmentation and some acne scarring, and we'll do a second layer, but it's always beautiful. It doesn't look cakey or anything like that. It just takes a while to really work in the skin, but as you can see right here, it gave me about medium coverage, and I'm looking for high medium to full. So just a few more swipes. I don't need any more on my forehead. And just going to pounce this in the skin because I am looking for a flawless base. So as you can see, it builds very nicely and it doesn't look cakey or funny or anything like that. So for $6, if you haven't tried this, you really should. You can get it at your local Walmart. It does take a little bit of working into the skin, but once you do, it is very beautiful. So I'm going to go back in with my L'Oreal concealer and just conceal underneath my eyes like I normally would. Going to do that on both sides. Going to go right under that sharp line that we made with the tape. Going to put some on my Cupid's bow, down the bridge of my nose, and in between my brows, you guys. Just want to highlight my face a little bit today. I don't always go for the full coverage look, but today I am just feeling it with this makeup look that I'm doing. So just want to make sure I have a flawless base. And I do just squeeze the sponge, as you can see right there, and then go down the bridge of my nose, and also I'm going to go under my eyes and squeeze the same way. The sponge is a little bit too big, so I have to squeeze it. But it is really soft, it's really bouncy. It is damp, but it is wrung out with a towel, so there's no extra water in it or anything. But I do love that concealer. As you can see, it really brightened up my eyes. I feel like I really needed that today. Gonna go back in with my e.l.f. This is the matte powder. Matte setting powder, about that much. I'm gonna take my Real Techniques brush and just set that down where we put concealer, because if I don't set my concealer, especially underneath my eyes, it creases no matter what concealer it is. So just going to take a little bit more, whatever's left in the cap. I don't add any more. I just swirl, and then going to tap that on the rest of the face to set the foundation down. But I didn't put any more in the cap. So as you can see right there, it looks good. It looks full coverage and flawless. So moving on to some bronzer. That is my Milani Silk Matte Bronzer in the shade 01. And everything that I also used on my face today will be listed in the description box down below with the shades and colors and all that good stuff. But I do just put that in the hollows of my cheeks and go around the perimeter of my face. This is one, if not my favorite bronzer. It just looks so beautiful, and the color is so perfect. It's not too warm and it's not too cool, so it doesn't look muddy on your face. And also just going to take that same bronzer and this Real Techniques setting brush and just going to contour my nose a little bit. I usually don't do this, but I'm just feeling it today, you guys. Just want to contour my nose just a little bit, not too drastic, but I do want a shadow there just because I feel like it really fits this makeup look. So you always want to connect it to your eyebrows. And then gonna go in with my Essence blush. This used to be $2.99. They did raise it up to $3.49. So not a really big difference or deal, but it is so buttery, so pigmented, and so beautiful, you guys. I think this is my favorite blush. So of course, going to just put that on the back parts of my cheeks. I never put any on the apples of my cheeks. Gonna go in with this Essence Pure Nude Highlighter. I also did pick this up at my local Ulta. And that highlighter brush right there that I'm using, that is a Shop Miss A. It was literally $1. I have 3 backups of these. They are so good. They're highlighter brushes, but you don't have to just use them for highlighters because sometimes I use them for contouring. But just going to add the highlighter to the cheekbones, down the bridge of my nose, my cupid's bow, a little bit on my chin and my forehead, just wherever you want that glow. Going to go in with this Milani Brow Kit. This was literally $5. I got this on Ulta.com. And this powder, I don't remember being so pigmented, but watch this. Like, bam. I was a little bit shocked when I started to use it. I usually, again, don't do my eyebrows. I will brush through them with a spoolie, but far as filling them in, I used to do that a lot, but I just don't find myself doing it as much now. But I was just feeling it today, so I wanted to switch things up. But that powder, wow, you guys, it is super pigmented. And this does last all day, and I will just brush through this when I'm done with a spoolie. You don't need to set it. I don't really like hard eyebrows, if that makes sense, like your lashes when you use mascara. I don't like that feeling on my brows for some reason. I just want soft, fluffy eyebrows. So gonna go back in with that Believe Beauty eyeshadow palette and mix those 2 shades and run that underneath the lash line. And let me just tell you guys a small little secret, but a big deal. If you run a little bit of eyeshadow underneath your lash line, if you have fine lines like I do, it honestly camouflages those fine lines. So anytime that I'm doing eyeshadow, I will run just a little bit of the shadow underneath there just to cover up those fine lines that I do have. And gonna go in with this NYX. This is the waterline pencil. I also did pick this up at my local Ulta. It is very smooth. They do have different colors. I will leave the color that I used in the description box down below. I am going to go in with my Rimmel Mascara and just put a few coats of that on. I usually use this mascara when I'm in a rush. I'm not sure why. It is really beautiful. It is thickening and lengthening, you guys, and it's got like lash growing ingredients in it. So I don't know why I don't use this more often. I'm just so obsessed with my Thrive Cosmetics that it's ridiculous. I need to try other things. So gonna go in with my Milani Lip Pencil. This is, I swear, a dupe for the Kylie Cosmetics because this slides on so buttery. Don't get me wrong, I absolutely love my NYX Suede Matte Lip Liners, but they don't glide on like my Kylie. But my Kylie doesn't last as long as my NYX. I do find this Milani lip liner to be just like the Kylie, and it does glide on. So I honestly feel like it's a dupe. And then going to go in with my Milani Satin Matte Liquid Lipstick. And I am going to finish off with my e.l.f. Aloe Soothing Facial Mist. I'm just going to set all my powders down. And that is it, you guys. That is the under $10 makeup look. Nothing on my face was over $10. I'm just patting that in the skin to make sure everything is pushed down and flawless. But yep, that's it, you guys. I hope you enjoyed this video, and as always, I will see you in my next one. Bye.